Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Not Okay, and this is a new Searchlight Picture film, Hulu original as it was released. And this is a film starring Zoey Deutch from writer-director Quinn Shepard. Shepard previously did films, which I'm just looking this up now, Blame. She was in that film and directed that and wrote that. I loved Blame. I think that's a great film. If you haven't seen that, check that out. I have it somewhere over there. But this film focuses on this young woman, Danny, played by Zoey Deutch, who's trying to capture the attention of Colin, played by Dylan O'Brien, who's some like douchey asshole guy. But this ambitious young woman finds followers and fame when she poses as a survivor of a deadly attack because she tries to get his attention by faking a trip to France, doing it on social media, photoshopping. But when an actual attack happens, everybody thinks she was there and are worried, and she becomes an outspoken activist after joining a support group. She connects with Rowan, played by Mia Isaac, who is really, really great in this film and really sells it, who was just recently in another film, Don't Make Me Go, with John Cho that came out on Amazon. So a big year for this young actress. She really stole the show. She's the heart of this. Her she survived a school shooting. There's a lot of baggage that goes along with what she lost in that process, and she really is the soul of this film. This film would have been so much more impactful if it focused on her. I think this film's trying to have its cake and eat it too, where it's being like, hey, we have this unlikable and flawed white girl who fakes all this stuff, but we're going to commentate on that and then still try to use the film and use that character to sell these ideas, which honestly this film doesn't really bring up anything new in terms of like gun safety, activism and stuff like that. It's probably a lot of things you've already heard, already seen, but there are some really emotional moments, and Zoey Deutch is such a really, she's so underappreciated at this point in her career because she keeps coming up with a lot of interesting performances and interesting films to do, and she doesn't seem to get the attention that some of her peers do. But she is very strong in this film, and Isaac is even stronger. She's really impressive. There's some emotional moments with both of them. I do think that this film kind of spirals and kind of sets you up for an unfortunate, very unsatisfying story because there's no real out here for Danny. There's no redemption. What she's doing is so horrible. Nobody's gonna let that go from her. And by the end, the final scene is really impactful, leaning on Isaac in the film, but I feel like this film doesn't quite earn a satisfactory arc or a kind of resolution for Danny, because it's complicated, but what's going to be the result of her future? And you have this whole entire story. It does get outlandish at times. You have to take things for granted at certain points to make this film even come together and make any kind of sense. But I do think it is well directed. It's strong performances from Deutch and Isaac really sell the film. I just feel like it doesn't quite hit where it needs to, and what it does hit on might not be the best perspective from getting it from. But I do feel like this film gives a spotlight to these issues and gun safety and stuff like that, even if none of these ideas are new or interesting, even to people who check out what I do and stuff like that. I just feel like this film has a lot of potential. It also has a lot of things it didn't need to have. Dylan O'Brien didn't even feel like that character, Colin, really needed to be in this film at all. But in the end, I think that this is something that it's streaming, so it might be worth your time. It's an hour and 40 minutes. Maybe things don't rub you as the wrong way as hard as some of the things it did for me. But I do think that this film has some merits, and especially Deutsch's performance, so maybe give this one a shot. But those are my thoughts on Not Okay. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.